Okay, we should be live. I will give it a couple of seconds for it to show up on your guys' screens. Let me know in the chat if you can hear and see me. Give me a 1, and we will jump straight into this. So I guess a bit about the show as well. This is the second episode I'm running of Your First Jungle Clear. The idea of the show is to basically go over your early jungle path. Reason being is I see this all the time in my reviews on all my channel, especially the last 2 reviews I've done on my channel, the last 2 games. Like I literally ended the review at about 10-15 minutes because it was like people just completely ruin their games from just that early game jungle path. It's so crucial, especially since junglers, like, you don't really have much control of the game, past 20-25 minutes. I actually had a conversation, I can't remember who it was, on my Discord about what he just felt like he just couldn't win games past 25 minutes. As a jungler, it is very hard out of your control because at the end of the day, you're not getting the most experience in gold versus, laners. So a couple of things here. We do have a couple of guests lined up. I'm going to drag Odyssey in here. He's going to be our first guest. He was on here last week. We have Jackson, Gekko, Juni, and then maybe can fit in 2 more. So if you're on my Discord server or yet to join, there's a link up there, nathanmott.gg, to join. Be very just, chill conversation. There's no judgment here. We're all here to learn. So, yeah, it's just a lot of fun here. Just make sure we're all improving as junglers. So also these shows. So this is the second one I've run. I want to do 2 a week, both these times. Obviously, these times are more suited towards North American players because, yes, that is my largest audience, and this is the perfect time for me as well, being in Australia. Like, it's 12 p.m. Monday, and it's Sunday night, obviously, for you guys over in North America. So yeah, unfortunately, my European West viewers do suffer. But if you do want to stay up late to jump on this show, then, definitely hop on, and I'll definitely commend you for staying up late. All right, so let's drag in Odyssey here. All right, Odyssey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. So you were on the show last week. Do you want to just introduce yourself and the where you're from, your name?
Yeah, my name's Kevin, and I'm from the United States.
All right. So, firstly, I want to. We briefly spoke about this, obviously, before, just via Discord. I'm gonna get up your OPGG, just to sort of just admire this, sort of show what's possible when you really put your mind to jungling. I mean, look at this here. This is you said you were 17-3 in your last 20 games, but you're 24-5, which is still ridiculous, like 83% win rate. This is his match history here. And this was since our last review that we did, right? So do you want to talk a little bit about just what's changed? Like, why have you gone? I mean, you had a negative win rate before this, right?
Yeah, I was around 38%.
So yeah, what do you think the biggest things have changed in your gameplay?
Yeah, so, well, a few things. Definitely just sense of direction. Like, I feel like it's really easy for me to identify, what I want to do or need to do. And so that's definitely helped a lot, just having a sense versus just kind of a half panicked running around. That's where it started. And then from there, definitely taking more responsibility for my games. I don't, get upset or worried if I see an Iron 4 player queued up in my game. I don't really blame anything on anybody else. It's really helped me focus more on my gameplay, which means I tilt less. And I think that was one of my biggest things, was kind of tilting about other stuff going on in the game. And now I don't tilt. And so that's what's, even just this week, I've had, some games that run 40-50 minutes, and it's just because you can see how unfocused everyone else is. But to be able to, especially getting out of Iron, I went from Silver 4 back to Iron. Getting out of Iron, you have to be able to stay focused because people are going to make mistakes. So less tilt, more sense of direction. Those are probably the 2 biggest things. I was going to send you a whole running list because there is a lot that's changed.
So when you talk about direction, so I mean, do you think tilt and direction go hand in hand together? Because you know what you're doing, you
Definitely.
just don't have time to think about what your teammates are doing, right? Because it's like, I need to do this, 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 this. You know, if my teammates, don't obviously do this, like, that's fine. I'll just change my direction to something else. Like, you think that's definitely been a big factor?
Definitely. So, I mean, that's what keeps you from running it down when you don't need to. It also keeps you from chasing down a kill after dragon. Like I'm more, now I'm pinging my teammates off of a fight after dragon versus chasing down that extra kill. Or even my last game, I think I was 25. I had like a 25% kill participation, but op.gg ranked me MVP, and that's because I'm focusing on the plays that actually get towers, actually get buffs, actually do things so that if my teammates aren't playing well, they've got some help.
Well, the thing is, the key thing for that as well is that you're the one focusing objectives, and your team, the enemy team you're versing, they're going for kills all the time in this lower elo, right? So you can just win games.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they will get kills, but they get no objectives off it. Versus when you go for kills, you get objectives off it, right? So
Exactly.
that's why, like, just that having that objective direction focus will always win in like these lower elos. I mean that works all. I mean, that's how you play League. It works all the way up to Diamond. Master Challenger. So we're gonna take a look at this 7-3-6 game, right?
Yep.
So let's get on your game here. All right, so you can see it on the stream. We're all good.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just go over runes. We went over your runes last time, but this is pretty much the cookie cutter Shaco runes. I think these are really good. Actually, you go double AD armor. Is there any reason for that versus going attack speed?
Yeah. So I end up building my boots really quickly, and I've found that it hasn't made a huge difference in my jungle clear to have the damage over the attack speed. And so just having the little bit extra damage for those early ganks it's just worked out nicely. I actually, overall I'd say I don't know if I notice a huge difference either way. So I've just gone with the early damage. I've done some research on some of the stats, and the highest percentage win rate comes with the build that I go with, plus the double attack damage instead of the attack speed.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I was just wondering how much it affected your clear speed at all. But I mean, I guess you're mainly using boxes for your early clear and stuff, right? So
Yeah, box and Tiamat kind of does it for me,
Yeah,
so I don't really
yeah.
need the attack speed.
Yep. All right. Cool. So let's do you want to talk to me about your mindset in terms of what you thought was your win condition this early game, and then I'll sort of talk a bit about what I think.
Yeah, so looking at this, coming into the game, I told Farah if it takes tonight, I'll probably gank that early. I feel with like top lane, it does get forgotten about a lot, but if I see something where the enemy top laner doesn't have teleport and someone like Tryndamere who post 6, I don't really want to gank them. I'll get my first clear. So I'm thinking blue, Gromp, red, Tryndamere, base, and then clear top to bot so that my clear is going towards dragon. And then I kind of want to focus bot lane after that. I'm kind of reading the map, but with bot lane, I love ganking with a Leona.
Yep.
Ezreal's slippery, but there is Senna. So just keeping that pressure and keeping my clear towards the dragon. It's nice to reset and go Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp if they're back up into bot lane. So that's kind of my initial game plan.
Yep, I think you're pretty much spot on. I love ganking in Ignite. This is a very vulnerable matchup, Tryndamere into Fiora. If you can get her snowballing and obviously waste, obviously Tryndamere having Ignite, he'll get so far behind if you kill him because he can't TP back to lane, right? So, and then definitely what you said, the Leona switch, Leona Kate, that's a very strong lane. Ezreal and Senna, I mean, that's very diveable, especially when you're level 6. Like, you can just go ham on the Senna. Once Ezreal burns his E, he's useless. You are versing a Lux into Zed matchup, so Lux is always an interesting one to... Like, Lux is purely just a defense champ. That's how I view Lux. She's just a wave clear champ. She just survives. Because let's say if you do gank a Lux, like Zed, sure, you'll get a kill on Zed, but it's not like Lux is like an insane roamer. She's not going to be like having insane pressure and then impact the map. Like, she's so slow, right? She has no just very obvious when a Lux is roaming. So I'll literally ignore this mid lane, top, and then switch into bot. So let's jump into it here. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of your early game plan?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, when I see without a strong, I mean, Lux has strong CC, but she doesn't have huge follow up after the initial, and so unless I saw him just waste his W, I'm not gonna bother.
Okay, so get the boxes. This is a good clear. Do you do wolves as well?
No, with this one I skip wolves because I'm pretty sure I see Trinity in, and
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
skip wolves.
Yeah, I think this is good. Just go straight for it. Great first blood straight. So this is awesome. So the way that, like, actually, this is probably potentially going to push by the time Trinity comes back. But I would be, like, potentially doing my red, actually maybe even, like, invading, and then, like, you know, getting some vision down, get a box down, and then just get some information on the jungle, and then come back to gank Trind.
Yeah, I think something pops up here. I don't think I make it back. I ping out the Suns.
So Yi ganks this. Actually,
Yeah,
this is
here we
very
go.
strange.
Yeah.
He went to level 2 to gank top. That's very strange, but this is great. You have information of him now, right?
Yeah. And so I can't remember if I end up coming to top lane or if I go towards his blue. I think I go to check to see if his blue's up. And then, yeah, so then Fiona teleports back in, and so I go to
I
top.
love this patience here. Actually, I think your box positioning was not good here. You definitely should have saved box for this brush. There's a bit of a delay on the stream as well, right? So I'll wait for you to catch up a little bit. You see, like, obviously your, you know, like, this is, like, not... Actually, I mean, he'll run through this, right? Oh,
Yeah.
actually, this is great. Oh, never mind.
That's what he ends up doing. I think he cues onto me, and then I just walk into the box.
and
Yeah,
he's dead.
here we go.
Dude, this is perfect, man. Excellent work by you.
That's another thing that's really helped is having more of a sense in game and then focusing more on my play, taking more responsibility for it. I notice I could not play one champion too many games, and I noticed it was just like I'd get frustrated and then I'd start digging through champions. Now that I don't, the tilt doesn't really happen. I've been able to focus on one champion. I've played almost exclusively Shaco. I've really gotten used to his kit. You know, I went from, I don't know, M4 to M7 in like 2 weeks, if that. And that was definitely another big thing. And I feel like I see that a little bit in the Discord sometimes. I think people, and just in general, people get frustrated and they start digging. It's like it's not the champion. You even mentioned like champion's 20% of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the... people fall into trap all the time. It's like the champion's the problem versus play like, I mean, the perfect example for me, and this is why it hammers on me so much. I literally played Udyr, which is one of the worst champ junglers in the game. This is back in season 3-4 to literally rank 2 challenger on the server. Just because I was so good at pathing and efficiency. So I'm the biggest advocate of champion does not mean anything. I mean, I obviously do recommend going Vi and champs like Warwick when you're learning the jungle because they're very basic, but just stick to one champion, learn the mechanics, as you said. And, you know, you can focus on these game plans. Actually, someone in the chat said EUS here, this guy's better game plan than me, and he's in plat, so that's pretty funny. And this is the power of a game plan, you know? Like, I showed Odyssey's match history before. Odyssey's literally has an 80% win rate. You know, like, Odyssey looks like he's a diamond smurf in this elo.
I look like I'm smurfing, yeah.
And what were you last season? You were silver, right?
I ended bronze 2 but hit silver 4 the next week. So and that was my first ranked. I started like iron 2ish about, and then I played for like 3 months, couldn't get out of iron, came back like 6 months later and just hard grinded to silver 4, but I'm playing light years better than I did previous to 2 weeks ago.
All right, so let's jump back into the game here. So yeah, so you kill the Yi, and then you go into Rift Scuttler here. So this is fine. So I would be really looking at the top way. Like, did you use F keys? Were you looking at top here? Do you remember at all? Because you do go take comp after this. Like, this guy's playing very aggressive. I'll just literally just come and kill this guy.
Yeah, so I wasn't paying attention. And then I noticed, and fortunately still had enough time, I do kill the Tryndamere.
Okay, yeah. Because this is, if you kill him again, you can literally leave this lane forever. It's literally game over. Oh, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this Tryndamere just AFKs after this. But yeah, I think you should be, like, look at the wave pushed in right now. Like, he's stuffed. You know, he can't base. Because think about it from his perspective. He can't base. He needs to push this in. Like, there's nothing he can do but stay in lane. So it's literally free kill.
Yeah, I end up getting Gromp, and then he does push it in, and I get him near turret.
I mean, he probably should have just backed off here, but I mean, this is the players you're playing against in this year. Like, this guy just won't back off. He won't respect you. So come here and get the kill. Great. All right, so what are you thinking now? You base straight away. I love this base because Dragon's coming up in around 4 minutes 30 seconds. Sorry, in 30 seconds. You have 1,400 gold. Spend your gold. It's going to ruin your momentum. Yes, Krugs is very good to get, but this is great momentum, like, for you, because now you can go bot side, start pressuring bot, because remember, Yee's going to be bot side now, right? So you want to get into his face.
You're saying go straight bot instead of top?
Oh, do you go top out of this?
I do go top.
Yeah.
I think I'm on a little bit of a delay. Yeah, and so as I was top, this is where I have had a little bit of a challenge, and sometimes I think, because as I went top, I'm like, I don't know how strong he will be getting that Dragon pre-6, so maybe I have the time.
Yeah.
I knew it was a little risky, and maybe I should have gone bot. And so he gets the gank and the Dragon.
Yeah, I can see he gets Dragon here on the time control. So yeah,
yeah,
I like the idea. Like, this is like, let's say, because obviously you're thinking to do like clear down, right? And then you can go get Dragon. Like, that is a very efficient path. And that's what I recommend most of the time. But I think that you're so strong with Tiamat, like, and Yee's obviously bot. It's more the fact that just Yee's bot and just kill him, you know, versus like not being efficient. Because then you can just take Drag after that, you know. So yeah, this is actually a really good case study, because I talk about that a lot in my videos, how you should clear down to Dragon. But in this case, this specific scenario, you should have literally, because you're so fed, you should have literally just gone and just killed Yee and then taken Dragon. I mean, look at bot as well.
Yeah, thinking about it again too, like, if I went straight bot side, if he did go top, now I've got bot side without him, and if I went straight bot side, I'm strong enough to fight. So really, bot would have been just a good decision overall, even from that perspective too.
All right, so you're obviously in your mind right now. So Yee actually, so he ganks this actually. So you see this gank, and you still don't come down. Like, he actually don't. Or do you think he just has enough time to do Dragon? Like, because your bot has to base. I guess everyone's basing, so you can't go down there.
I felt like it's too late. Like, either they're getting it now or they're not, and I'm not going to get there in time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's too late. All right, so I love this ward here. You're protecting Flora.
And that's something I've picked up from watching. I think I've seen you say it a couple times, but I think last week you mentioned to someone warding that push there to protect their top laner, getting them ahead. So that was the idea behind that. So I'll just lay that down, and then I'm going to ignore top lane from here.
Because no one ever goes for this ward. Like, no one in your elo will never think to get this ward.
It lasted a long time.
Yeah, and also another tip as well is that you should. Where's my whiteboard? You should actually always hit this when you can.
The blast gun?
Yeah, blast gun. Just deny it from the Yee. It makes ganking a little bit more difficult. That's always good to get as well whenever you're around.
Okay.
Alright, so now you lose Dragon. Alright, so this is also, I think, potentially another opportunity. So you're level 6 yet? No, you're not you're not even close to 6. I was thinking maybe you could look to invade Yee on his red, because you should theoretically know that he started a red, right? Because he was obviously on that top gank before, like in that level 3, like level 2. So like Shaco is very terrifying, and you can get away with these invades because you have Q, right? So let's say if the enemy team starts rotating, you can just back off. But the fact that you have Ignite, it hard counters Yee. So even if he heals, his stuff, he doesn't have any abilities to like run away from you. He has to commit to you. So I think coming here, just play some boxes, just camp this. I mean, Yee's literally here. I think you could have just come and killed him here and taken his red, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't... yeah, there he is. I wasn't... I don't think, other than that initial invade at the start of the game, I don't think I've ever even considered really. And that's something that I've noticed is one of the last things I think about. I don't consider often is invading. I'm more focused on my clear and objectives, ganking. And so I think that's definitely something I'll start looking at focusing on more, is considering like when can I invade.
Yeah, so what
especially a Shaco.
That's like especially a Shaco. But the first step, and I think you've got that down pat. I mean, you have an 83% win rate with this, but pushing it a little bit further is the invades. That's like more advanced stuff. For example, because that would really, absolutely destroy the. I mean, if you take his red and kill him again, you'll be level 6. You take his Raptors, and then what you could have done after that then is literally like reset, spend your gold. You probably would have had like 1,300 gold or something at that stage. Then you go topside and you keep getting in Yi's face constantly. Because if you keep shutting down Yi's absolutely useless, right? So
Yeah.
that's what you could have done, is keep pressuring him.
And so interesting that this comes up because he actually ends up. That's what took this game so long, is he really starts snowballing himself.
So yeah, I think this bot gank here is like, I know you're trying to obviously look for a counter gank, but I think that because look at all your topside camps are up right now, and again, Yi's probably most likely top here just to defend. I think this is a bit of a waste of time. Like, I think you should be clearing topside, and then you can go back. Because remember, Dragon's not up for another 3 minutes or so, right?
Yeah.
And the wave wasn't in exactly a really good position.
It was definitely a little. And that's something, like looking at different gameplay, just reviewing some of my first clears before tonight. Like that's something that I noticed, because I like the fact that Shaco I can clear. Let's say I'm playing blue side, I can clear Raptors, red, Krugs, and get in the lane super fast. And I've definitely kind of forced a gank from that clear a few times because I can get down there so fast, and so I really try to push it. And it's worked out a lot, but I know it won't keep working out the further I climb. And I feel like this right here is an example of kind of that, like looking to force it kind of play style.
Because if I'm Yi and I, like right here, see you with just a blue buff, and I know that you just have blue and you haven't got red, like this is actually giving Yi an opportunity to get back into the game, right? Look at all his topside camps.
Yeah.
You know, like all your he could literally do this, take Rift, and you'll lose so much from this. Like this is a really big mistake if you sit and bot too long.
Yeah.
Oh, luckily Yi's down here. This is actually pretty big, and this is this lower level elo junglers. Like he could have absolutely like skyrocketed this game. I mean, just caught up from that. So yeah, there's not much you can do here. All right, so yeah, I think two mistakes there in terms of the dragon, and then yeah, and then obviously that, you know, staying bot too long when your topside jungle's up, and just yeah, that invade thing and not getting in Yi's face enough when you're super far ahead and you're a Shaco. I think that's the next step of your gameplay you can start to work on. But I mean, keep at it, dude. You're literally killing it. Like I think keep doing what's working.
Thank you. Yeah, and I appreciate all the help, man. It's definitely been night and day since just watching your reviews and participating in the reviews when I get a chance.
No worries, man. Here to help. All right. Thanks. I'll drag you back up to the waiting room.
Cool.
All
Later.
Right, see you later. All right. So that was our first review. Chet, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we can do like if you guys have any questions right now. This is my opportunity to look at chat before I jump in the next review, which will be Jackson, I believe. Let me double check. All right, so I'm going to drag Jackson in here now. Jackson, welcome to the stream.
Hey, how's it going, man? Yep.
I'm assuming your name's Jackson?
It's actually Kyle.
Kyle, gotcha. Is Jackson the name that you always wanted, or?
Last name, actually.
Gotcha. Kyle Jackson, I love it.
How's it going, man?
All right, so I'm just going to get your game up right here. You DM'd me, didn't you? So the 265 game.
Yes.
And your IGN's the same as your Discord name, right?
Yep.
All right, did you watch the previous review?
Yes, I did.
You were a Shaco. I don't think you are a Shaco player, are you?
A Jarvan, actually, yeah. Jarvan, and then a little bit of Nunu, but definitely capitalize on Jarvan 4.
All right. So what do you do when you decide to pick Jarvan versus Nunu in chat? Like, I mean, it looks like you literally are going hardcore. Like your last 20 games, I think it was, is literally Jarvan.
Yeah. So amidst season 9, I was playing Xin Zhao prior to that for like my whole life, I swear. And then I saw Jarvan was a little bit the same on terms of being able to have a gap closer and a knockup. So I liked playing J4 more than him. And then also I just saw Nunu as being pretty fun. around season 9. So I kind of just played between those two, but I definitely felt more comfortable and like I could do a lot more as Jarvan 4, bruising rather than just being a tank as Nunu. And I just like his play style a bit more.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Jarvan. Is like, yes, Nunu, like obviously playing tanks, especially when you're climbing, you're in lower elos, like you obviously just can't do as much as
Absolutely, yeah.
like a Jarvan, right? Like you can literally take over a game. Early ganks are super easy. I think we were talking about it in the Discord earlier. I think it was
for sure.
one of the players, I think, was it Captain Chunk or something like that? He said that he's just having so much more success on Jarvan. So
yeah, those early ganks are incredible. I think actually in this game, yeah, I kind of get off route of what my initial plan was for my early win condition, and I actually do get an early gank off in the top lane, actually at level 2, and it turns out pretty well.
all right, cool. Jump into it in a sec. I'm just going to answer this question. Miss Vader, something I was thinking about during the match was if the enemy jungler is bot side, is it typically better to contest and take Dragon or to take Herald and their blue side? That depends. I mean, it depends if you're stronger than the enemy jungler. It depends if you have time to actually go potentially and do Dragon. Depends who's still on the map in terms of your mid and bot lane. Like, it's really hard to answer those sort of questions. Like, there's just too many factors in there. Like, let's say if the enemy jungler's, like, stronger than you, then yes, 100% just ditch Dragon, and then just go take his topside jungle and Herald. I mean, if it's an even game state, I don't think you should be giving up Dragons. Again, sort of depends on the jungler. Is Jarvan a good pick into Nocturne? Yes, Jarvan is a very good pick into Nocturne, but if Nocturne gets away with a pretty good early game, then he can get pretty hard to deal with because, you know, he can counter gank you very easily. And also, he obviously has a spell shield for EQ Jarvan combo as well. But I think in terms of early game, like because Nocturne don't really run Conqueror, Jarvan with Conqueror, which we can see Jackson here using, like, it's just like he just can't 1v1 you. So, all right, cool. So, do you want to talk a little bit about your early game jungle path here and what you were looking at? So, you're actually versing a Rammus in the jungle, which means that you can do literally whatever you want in the jungle, right? This game, in the early game.
Yeah. Initially, when I see Rammus, sometimes I'm a bit scared being an AD based champion. But I know that early on, I'm able to just, you know, if I'm in the jungle, I can just EQ over a wall and render his Q useless, or I can just EQ and knock him out of his power ball and just wail on him since I have Conquer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Conquer, like, doesn't even matter. Like, until, I mean, Rammus is still very, any champion's squishy until they start getting armor items, right? So until he's literally gotten probably like Ninja Tarbs, Cinder Hulk, like, then you can literally just walk up and kill him super easily. So yeah, I think Invades is definitely potential here. I would actually be looking to know where he starts. I think it's very important. So I'll be looking to maybe get a ward down.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was my initial plan. Yeah, usually I would go to the pixel brush. I'd sprint there, and then I actually do take my E early on to always throw it inside the opposing brush next to the pixel brush.
Yep.
And see if I can get in there, ward their buff, and then I'll back and take sweeper. But the volley bear this game was advocating to get in there with me. So I actually drop it around wolves, and I'm sitting there with him, and I'm like, okay, it looks like Rammus is going to be starting red since I got the watch on my blue, and I actually take the blue there. Then I see that volley bear pinged his Q, that he took a Q first, so I know he's going to be able to.
Okay.
I know that the early gank top is likely to work out.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is really good. I love it that your bot lane has literally helped you here. This is really awesome by your bot lane here. Because the thing is,
absolutely.
Rammus is incredibly pressured. Like, when you're playing Rammus, like, his taking buffs is so slow. So you can actually get away with this gank. And it will probably, you can burn this flash and then literally and I love that you're looking at this lane because, you know, Volley has the Ignite. It's a very vulnerable matchup. This is great by you, and this is great team. I'm actually so surprised with the team coordination in this game already.
Yeah, it was really surprising to me as well. I usually ask if entrances can be watched, and I was very happy that they're able to ward that as well.
All right, so now this is where you need to be pretty careful of your jungle path. So you need to, like, obviously figure out sort of where Rammus is, because I'd want to get into his face. Okay, so he does show there. So this is actually good. Your bot lane has priority. You should be pinging this, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, sorry, the stream has like a
Yeah, I'll just wait for
9 or 10 second delay. But the Rammus, I see him thankfully to the ward. I honestly did not know that they had warded until I did see the Rammus pop up on the map down there.
Yeah.
And then I'm pinging them, and I don't see that they have quite the priority bot lane. I do see that Lux has it mid, but I'm worried that if Lux goes ahead and goes over there, that the Akali's just going to follow her. So I'm telling them just to back off. And I know that I'm just going to go invade his jungle camps. But I believe they do end up getting priority bot lane and making it over there.
Okay, so you actually get pretty low from this, and I would look to smite this. I don't think you smite it, because I just need to get here ASAP. Look how slow Rammus is getting here. Just smite this like straight away, get the red. Like, even though yes, you won't have it to potentially steal the Rammus, like it doesn't matter. You can force him off it. Like, he's not gonna be able to get it in time.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
You know, so because that's the thing without red buff. Red buff without clearing, yes, Jarvan's like an alright clearer, but you can see here like it's actually pretty punishing not having the heal from the red buff, right? So that's why blue start is a little bit risky. Actually,
yeah, and I did take talisman because I was thinking that I was going to be going red initially, starting red, and then when we went into that, I didn't even take that into account until now. Yeah, I took talisman.
Yeah, talisman. That's a big mistake. I think you always need to go machete on Jarvan. I think it just
really?
Yeah, always machete. Unless you're doing a full clear and you want to do raptors, but Jarvan's just not the full clear champion. You know.
Okay, absolutely.
I didn't notice the machete either, because I mean your ideal paths is literally, you know, red, just taking buffs, taking like Gromp and stuff like that, and wolves. Like, you just ignore raptors like in your first clear until you get that, you know, that talisman passive.
Yeah, for sure.
Stalkers. Browse actually in the chat asked what rank is this? Is silver, right? You're silver?
Yes, I'm currently silver 3.
Silver 3. Okay, yeah, so I think this is a big problem. You literally got this Rammus. Yeah, so you definitely could have made it here if you smited and went here, 100%.
Okay, for sure.
Wow, Rammus gets really greedy here.
Yeah, I was surprised how... Yeah, and then both mid and bot get priority. And he gets really greedy.
So yeah, you can get Rift Scuttler, definitely. Alright, so what I'll be doing right here is getting Rift Scuttler, clearing your... I mean, this is where you're lucky you have Talisman. Clear Raptors, clear Krugs, base reset, go down bot side for Dragon. That should be spawning around that time. Obviously, your bot lane has priority right now. Mid's actually getting a lot of priority, and she always will against an Akali to at least level 6. So that would be my game plan. Do you remember what you do?
As of right now, I see that I hit the Scryers and I see Rammus is coming. And right here, I'm thinking I probably can't contest him. I believe I can't see, I think he's level 2, but I'm still worried about having, you know, half my health. No smite to smite the Scuddler for HP if we took a skirmish. So I kind of just get out of there. I believe I recall, and then I'm thinking that Dragon's about to be up in just over a minute. So I'm going to head down, grab my wolves, grab my Gromp, or go to that Scuddler, and then see what I can do bot lane.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with you. Like, you can't contest because yes, you don't know if you're smart or not. But I think the more efficient here thing, because now remember, now you're going to have to go to bot side because Dragon's like, you know, coming up. Actually, I think you actually do have still room to go Krugs, Raptors. But I think it would have been way more efficient, that clear, to do your Raptors, Krugs, then base, because then you don't need to worry about top side anymore, right? Because you've taken camps, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Because this will also actually no, you didn't start red, so I won't stagger the respawns. But yeah, I think that's what you should have done. So you buy a red smite. Yeah, I think this is definitely a good red smite game. You're into a Rammus, GP, Akali's melee, Leona. This is really good red smite game.
Yeah, I've noticed that whenever I usually decide to take Conquer, I definitely think that red smite complements that really well. While chilling goes well with electrocute. But I did have an issue with thinking I should take electrocute a lot more than the Conquer, but I've just been thinking it through a lot more recently.
Yeah, I think Conqueror definitely not. I mean, the damage is just like in a long skirmish, your damage is ridiculous with Conqueror.
Yeah,
Red Smart.
It has definitely saved me. Yeah.
Right, so I really like this aggression by you. I love this ward. This is awesome. You have Sweeper Trinket. You're checking, you know, control wards here. You're just pushing these guys out. Like, you guys can easily just get a dragon. You guys don't even need to kill them here. Just help push them out.
For sure.
Oh, this might be a little bit greedy. Yeah, I don't think that was worth it. So you don't need to... Like, it's always hard to dive a Leona Kate, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of tools. Like, you can get stunned on the tower. Like, again, you don't need to kill these guys to take Dragon. You can just have
you're
priority,
right.
take Dragon, and then then you can full clear up, base reset, and then you can look to go back to bot. Or, I mean, you have a lot of options this game in terms of, I think, what you can do here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I did get too greedy there. It was a bit of a throw, but yeah, I just think I got too ahead of myself. Didn't take the Leona into account, and just thought, hey, I can go in on this, but definitely could not.
Yeah, because now this is the worst case scenario. This is the scenario you never want to get into as a jungler, when all your jungle camps are up and they've been up for a good time. You know, you actually really haven't cleared your camps at all. They're still like level 1 and stuff like that. I think your Raptors and Krogs.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so that's the worst case scenario. You die in there. It really ruins your momentum as a jungler.
Okay, so I should have gone chickens then Krugs before that first recall, you think? And then gone to the bot side?
Yeah, and then gone back.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have to worry about that. You get the levels on that, and then and the other thing as well is obviously not go for that, because it ruined that dive, because that ruins your, like, that's the thing. You just need to get this mindset. We don't necessarily need to get kills to get objectives. Like, lane priority is enough for you to get objectives, you know, like having them pushed in. So sometimes just don't risk it, you know, just relax, chill out. You'll be able to get the objectives.
Absolutely.
Anyway. So it looks like you're still going pretty hard against this dragon. I think this is definitely fine. But again, this like, look at this. You're level 3 at 7 minutes. This is showing right here how inefficient you've been by not clearing these 2 camps, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, I like the base here. Oh, actually, maybe I think you should have done your Gromp. Gromp is a very good camp to get before basing, and then go topside and full clear. Like, I wouldn't be scared of a Rammus counter jungling you, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've been having a problem actually with being low compared to other people on terms of experience, and I think it's just because I'm taking too many opportunities to recall. I'm thinking, hey, I can recall here, clear top to bot, but I need to realize that I invaded earlier, took his camps, and all of mine are literally still level 1.
Because, like, you're doing it again. Look at this. Your entire jungle's up and you're trying to make a play. Like, if you like, this is a way you lose games. If you die here, like, think about how stuffed you are. You'll still be level 4, and by the time you get out of base, it'll be about 9 minutes 30 seconds, right? So you shouldn't be looking for a play at all. This is where you need to go in mode. It's like, all right, I've made my plays. I've got dragon. I need to clear my jungle, you know?
You're right.
So you're getting a little bit too excited. You're like, I'm a Jarvan. I got to be everywhere. Like, I'm versing around this. Versus, like,
absolutely, yeah.
Just chill out. Just get your camps. You still need to be strong. Help yourself before you can help others.
For sure. You're right.
So I mean, it is annoying that Lux has died there, but yeah. Now you have to go defend this. This is not ideal.
Yeah. Yeah. She. Yeah, on terms of mid lane, for this matchup, I was kind of just looking bot lane as a win condition here. Obviously, at that point where she was pinging for help and I was pinging her just to stay back, I was thinking, hey, I'm level 4 here. I need to farm up. But at the same time, I still wasn't going one way or another. I was still just watching there.
You need to make that,
just didn't make that
decisive,
decision.
you know? So, I mean, like, if we actually take a snapshot of this game right now, like, you know how much, like, you have so much decision fatigue right now. Like, because you haven't cleared your camps properly, everything's up. You, like, this is where you get frazzled. And you're like, what do I do? Like Rammus is starting to do things. And this is why having that very clean, like, direction, clearing, like, efficiently, it just helps you just not get in these situations. Like, this is what's the result of, like, you know, that bot gank, not clearing your camps properly. Like, this is the result. You get into these situations where you're just stuck in decision fatigue because you have so many camps up, your mid lane is dying, you're starting to feel like the game's getting out of your control, right? And the thing about this as well is that, you know, you helped Volley get that early kill, and now he's 0-2.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you haven't been able to actually really help any lanes at all. And you haven't been able to farm your camps.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'd be doing Krugs here and then go base and go bot side. I do still think bot's your win condition here. Top is almost a lost cause at this stage. Volley's not going to scale up. Lux, you can't really do much. Is 0-2. I think the best bet's bot. So, Yeah, definitely unfortunate situation, because the thing is that Rammus will technically outscale you.
Uh-huh.
You know, especially the fact that you guys have a very sort of heavy AD comp. Yeah, I don't think you should be going top at all here. I think this is a mistake. Like, Rift Scuttler's up, all your bot side jungle's up, you know, you're level 6 at like 11 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're not going to get this tower at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
And look at that,
Yeah,
your
I guess
bot's
I was just trying
died.
to make up for gold.
Imagine
but
if you were here, your bot's just died, you know?
Yeah,
and
you're right.
now you have no win condition anymore. It's all over. You do lose this game, right?
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
do.
All right, well, I think that's going to be enough of the early game jungle path for you there.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope that was helpful. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah.
Or
No, yeah, it was pretty insightful on seeing how badly I needed to clear and focus on getting that experience. I'll just get too caught up with not making a decision on the spot and understanding what needs to be done. I guess I just get too focused on monster objectives and just playing around those and seeing if I can gank. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take it into account to calm down and think about a gank if it really needs to happen,
right.
or if we have the priority.
And machete. Please buy machete on.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Right,
Awesome. Yeah,
cool.
I got a little confused there as well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No worries. I'll drag you back into the waiting room.
For sure. Have a good one.
Yeah. Thanks. You too. All right. So that was our second one. We're going to get our third person in here, which is going to be, I believe it is Gekko. Leo has said, nice content creator review. I think I see you in the waiting room. Have you posted the game you want me to go over? If you can post the game you want me to go over in the YFJC live chat, just the champion scoreline in the server, then you can be, I think you can be guest number 5. So what rank is this? What does autopilot mean, Nathan? Autopilot is when you suddenly just stop thinking about the game. Like you're playing and you're just moving your mouse and you're clicking buttons on your keyboard. It's like, let's say you're playing League and like someone's talking to you and like you're like having to focus on that conversation and you're just sitting there and you just like, that's what autopiloting is doing. You're literally just not thinking about the game, just going about it, just pressing buttons for the sake of pressing buttons, like sort of just mindless playing League of Legends instead of thinking about the direction, like what are you going to do, what objective you're going for. And the other thing, like we saw the like the win rate of Odyssey when he came on the first review. Like that is his 83% win rate was because he literally had a direction. He wasn't autopiloting in any of those games, and you know the result, he literally has won 24 of his last 29 games. So hopefully that answers your question there, Bluster. Can you submit reviews for not live videos on this site? Yes, go to my website, nathanmott.gg/ I think it's request a review there. I do have a lot coming in these days. I'm pretty sort of picky about which ones I choose, but you can keep sending them through, and if the more you send, the more likely I'll review one of your games. Should I play a quick one? I would rather you probably wait around, Leo. Your mic is kind of low. I don't know if that's me. I can turn it up. Let me turn it up a little bit. I think this is the volume. Tell me if that's a little bit better. I mean, I can talk close to it as well. As you become more comfortable, does it become difficult to distinguish between instinct and autopilot, or is it still easy to tell what you're starting to slack off? As you become more comfortable, does it become difficult to distinguish between instinct and autopilot? That is a good question. So instinct, how would I define instinct? So instincts are sort of like, you can still think about, instincts just helps you make your decision process way faster. So like, in that example of the Jackson there, he like he wasn't exactly sure, whether to like gank mid or do his camps. Like the instinct there, like I would have just been like, I just need to go clear my camps. Like that's my instinct. Like that's me thinking about it. I would never say instinct and autopilot go hand in hand together. I mean, like actually they do, because when I play Udia to rank 2 challenger, I could literally probably autopilot and still win games because my instincts were so good, but I was still thinking about it, but like I wouldn't have to think about certain aspects of the game. So that's what happens when you play a champion a lot, because then you have so many instincts about like how you're meant to play, how you're meant to use your abilities, and then you can use your brain to think about other things. It's like, well, then I can think about how am I going to get this dragon in the next 4 minutes? Where should I be? Where's the enemy jungler? And the instincts that's kicking in is like literally just me playing the champion mechanically. All right, way better. Great. All right, let's get our next guest in, Gekko. All right, Gekko, you're live. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you hear me fine?
Yep.
Okay,
Stream,
nice.
let us know if you can hear Gekko. So this is a Kayn game of yours, right?
Yeah, I think it was a win. I think, yeah, it was a win.
All right, let me just get it up here. So tell me about your champion pool. Is Kayn like one of your main champs, or are you sort of testing it out at the moment?
I'm trying to find a comfortable champion to climb on. Like, I've been trying Echo, Jarvan, and Kayn at the moment.
And when do you decide between playing Jarvan and Kayn in Champ Select?
If I feel like playing something, I just play it. I don't
Okay, so
really think.
you don't really think about what you're playing against. It's like, I feel like a Kayn game, I want to play Kayn, Jarvan game, I play a Jarvan game. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fine. Because sometimes you can get bored of a champion. I mean, it happens to me sometimes. But I mean, Kayn, I did a review of a Kayn game, I think, and there was this comp that he picked Kayn with that just didn't make any sense. Like, you want to play Kayn with champions because obviously your priority with Kayn is to try and get like level 6 as safely as possible. You sort of want self-sufficient laners, but also laners that have CC abilities so that you can gank with. And I think the review that I did, he picked Kayn and he had like a Janna, I can't remember his ADC.
Aphelios.
Like an Aphelios,
think,
yeah. So you know which one I'm talking about? And he had like no CC mid,
yeah.
no CC top, and then there's just no options, to like gank.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just jumping in. And then Jarvan, I think, is a very versatile pick. I love Jarvan in like pretty much anything. I think that's why Jarvan's such a good early pick champ as well, because you can, pick him. And you can also do that tank build. I don't recommend it, but it's also an option. Let's say if you pick it early and you need a tank, go in the Cinderhulk like sort of stone plant build.
Yeah, I have been playing Jarvan tank a lot. I just like it over the warrior build, where you go black leaf and stuff.
Interesting. Why is that?
I just like being tanky and being on the front line and spilling for my ADC and stuff like that.
Do you play other tank champions?
Not at the moment.
See, I think the problem with picking Jarvan as like a tank, like going into the mindset, it's like, oh, I'm just going to play tank Jarvan every game, is that there's just champions that are just better tanks than Jarvan. Like, the kit just makes more sense. Champs like Sejuani, Nunu, Zac, like, these champs do Jarvan, like, tank Jarvan a lot better. You know what I mean? But I mean, obviously you still have that early game strength as Jarvan, because those champs aren't exactly that good in terms of early game, right? So yeah, I think that's sometimes a trap you can fall into, just playing Jarvan tank a lot. Like, I think it's hard to sort of carry on that because you aren't doing much damage, right? And you sort of really need to rely on your teammates, capitalize on your ganks.
Yeah. But I heard somewhere, like, I was watching video guides on jungle, and they said something about that Jarvan can't carry, so I thought maybe I just go tank Jarvan and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what did you say? You think he said that Jarvan can't carry?
Yeah.
No, Jarvan can absolutely carry. I guarantee you, Warrior Jarvan thing, you can literally pop up. But it's very hard because you do get outscaled, like that's what he probably means. But if you play properly, the enemy team will literally have no options to get back into the game if you play Jarvan well. That's my belief anyway.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump into this Kayn game here. You can see it on the stream all good?
Yeah, I think there's like 5 to 10 second delay.
Yeah. If I start going too fast, just let me slow down, but I'll try and let you catch up here. So this is a game you do win. Do you want to talk to me about your game plan early game, like your jungle path? What are you thinking?
Just do a full clear. Start at red, 2 Krugs, Raptors into Wolves, then blue buff. And lastly, Cromp, and then Recall, and go for the bot scuttle.
Yep, love it. I think that's the best thing to do with Kayn. Kayn's one of the few junglers that I'll just literally just do a full clear. And like the old jungle path, doing Krugs. Krugs is so important in terms of experience and gold efficiency. Alright, so I'm just getting into the early. Let's see the clear. Smite the red, the the big Krug. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, in terms of lane, so this is a tricky situation here, I think, as well. It's like, this is where I think, again, Kayn is not a very good pick. Like, you have very vulnerable laners in terms of Vlad and Ryze, like, and you can't really gank these champs because they don't really have any CC abilities, right? Like, obviously, Ryze has W, so, like, in terms of, like, what you can potentially do this game, like, Ryze, couldn't gank this. Vlad couldn't gank this. Bot is also very hard to gank as well because you're against a Nautilus. So, yeah, these are one of the games where, like, obviously you win it, but, you know, I think it's very vulnerable, you know, like if your laners could literally just get destroyed by this Lee Sin and there's nothing you could really do about it. It sort of depends on the jungler playing really well. But, I mean, if you still play really efficiently, and this sounds like what you do, then obviously you outscale Lee Sin, like, pretty hardcore. Actually, let's take a look at your runes. So you're going Red Kayn, obviously. You're going Tenacity here. I think that is... What boots do you build this game?
I don't remember. Let me check. The green ones, that give armor.
Ninja Tarbs, okay.
Yeah, Ninja Tabs.
Yep, I think that makes sense. Then you don't need to build merch treads for the MR because you are versing like technically 2 like pretty heavy AP champs, but you can potentially build Spirit Visage as well for that MR, which works pretty well on Kayn. You do go coup de grace. Do you go last stand much as well?
Nah, I don't. Maybe sometimes. I haven't really played Kayn that much, so I'm just testing it out. And I was watching builds online, and there was coup de grace.
Yeah, so coup de grace is good if you're versing very squishy champions, like, and you're not versing many melee champs. So you're versing a lot of melee champs here. The Mordekaiser, Lee Sin, Diana, Nautilus, which means that you're going to be in these tight, like, fights, very, like, small, like, melee skirmishes. So last stand works a lot better in those. Like, coup de grace is more of, like, an assassin type thing. You know, it's like, well, I kill things low health. Like, because that's the great thing about Kayn is that you can bait people in, you being low health, and they have to walk on your melee range. That's the only way they can do damage, right? These champions, obviously besides Jinx. So last stand just is really effective for, especially Red Kayn. Because how many situations have you been in Red Kayn where you're like 10% health and you're killing everyone and healing up and everything like that, you know?
Yeah.
That's where he's strongest, and that's where last stand really works well for that. So I'd recommend going that, and then you go Sudden Impact, Relentless Hunter. I think this is okay. I potentially prefer Ravenous Hunter more because, I mean, you're already sort of pretty good in terms of move speed with your E, right? You don't exactly need the Relentless Hunter move speed. It is okay, but Ravenous Hunter, again, gives you that extra punch in terms of that healing. Like, plus all the Red Kayn healing, plus Ravenous Hunter, it just synergizes so well. That plus Last Stand, you know, plus Conqueror, I think is a lot better. And then you go attack speed, AD, armor. I think that's fine. So yeah, I think I'd recommend you going those runes if you go this tree.
Okay.
Alright, so we're just full clearing here. Lee Sin shows on here. Alright, this is actually a bit of a sticky situation. I would potentially just concede this.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah. Because they have priority mid and top. This is a good decision. You're just going to have to give up your topside jungle. This is the downside of playing full clear Kayn. They can do that, but you can recover very easily. And that is like going straight into his top side, take his wolves, because he's going to take Rift Scuttler right now. Take his wolves, get the timer on his Gromp, you can take that after, do Rift Scuttler, and obviously your bot camp's going to be back up, right?
I think I hesitate a lot in this game, so I think I steal his Gromp only.
Great.
When I go for the invade.
Yeah, this is great. Scuttle. I would have potentially done wolves before Rift Scuttler, but I think this is still fine. Oh, you should have taken wolves there, I think. Yeah. Because Lee Sin is still he's just not gonna be bot side. Like look at where Lee Sin is right now. Like by the time he takes Rift Scuttler, he's obviously gonna do, like, even if he based after Rift Scuttler, you'll be able to get wolves way quicker before he comes to you, right? So I think he missed a bit of experience in gold there, and, you know, shutting down Lee Sin a little bit further.
Yeah, there's delay. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, it's fine now. Thanks.
Alright, so you go wolves now. Your Krugs is up. I sort of want you to clear Krugs as well. So, again, there'll be a delay, but I'll show you where you should have just gone for Krugs instead of... Like, your jungle path would have been way more efficient if you did... So, obviously, taking Wolves here. And then, like, here, like, you still have E. Like, you still have lots of mana. Just E down here. I'll get it up. E down here. Through things, you can do it really efficiently. Do your Krugs, Wolves, your Raptors, Wolves, and then you can maybe look up here, get some wards down or something like that, and then your Grump should be up by then, and then you just base reset for Dragon. I think that's the most efficient path, and this is really helping you get, to level 6, which is sort of what you want to be doing on Kayn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because now you're going top side, right? And then your Krugs are left alone bot side, so it's just not efficient. Oh, this is an excellent ward, by the way. In terms of tracking the jungler, did you place this ward? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, in the Grump full of area. So, I did.
So now you know that Lee Sin's 100% bot side. So base here, reset. You're going to buy Red Smite? No, so I think this is a Red Smite game.
Yeah, when I went over the replay, I think, they have 4 millies. Why did I go Blue Smite?
So it's the same thing in terms of Last Stand. Last Stand and Red Smite sort of go hand in hand. Alright, so Dragon is a bit tricky to potentially get here. I wouldn't be really doing Dragon. You know Lee Sin's bot side. You're sort of looking for a counter gank here. This is potentially okay. I'm just a bit concerned here about... let's say if you do a skirmish here and you die... You can get severely punished for this. Like, you can lose your red buff and Krugs from Lee Sin, So I think this may be a little bit risky, like, especially since Diana has priority. But I think maybe what you want to do here is actually just help your team push out this wave. And then you just tell them to back off. I need to go do my red and Krugs.
Okay.
Oh, we get a kill there. Even better. Alright, cool. Yeah, definitely don't look to base here. I think you need to get your red and Krugs, but you don't know where Lee Sin is now, so... I mean, you should still be able to get away, even if Lee Sin is here. With your E. Alright, this is good. Farm up, farm up. Alright, now Lee Sin's top. Okay. Can you do Dragon? This is, I think, no. Like, bot has priority, mid has priority. I'll just have to leave this as much as it's unfortunate Lee Sin's top side. You need to come here, clear this, your full top side camps, and then go down bot side. Like, you're still very weak, and you can see in this team fight, obviously a 5-second delay, but you can just see here just how weak, Kayn is in these fights. Like, just that you need to be getting level 6, And now Lee Sin sees you bot, he can freely take all your topside jungle camps, right?
Yeah. The Rice was pretty mad at me for not coming top at all. Like, I think I ignored top completely.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's too late there to go top, but that's why you just want to concede that fight, not show on the map, make Lee Sin question where you are. Always say, make the enemy jungler work for vision of you. Make sure you're not giving away free information like that fight you did there.
Yeah.
Alright, so you come here, you clear your wolves. Looking for another counter gank. Lee Sin is here. Yeah, I still don't think you can fight these guys 3 versus 3. Actually, no, Vlad's roaming down, actually. This is actually fine. Bot has priority. Oh, this is good. I didn't see bot priority. Alright, great. Take Dragon. Alright, cool. So yeah, when you get ahead like this in the early game, it's pretty much game over. So I think you could have been a little bit more efficient here in terms of jungle pathing. But I still think you have the right idea in terms of what you want to do, but you sometimes just need to be a little bit more decisive, I think, when to concede things. Like, you actually, I think I saw your decision maker was a little bit slow to give up that blue buff, as well. Like, I literally see Elise in my blue and my top and mid have priority, instantly concede. Like, Just don't even think about it. It's like, all right, that's yours. I'm going to go straight down to his wolves and take it.
Yeah, this was kinda autopilot game on my part. Like my decision making is not that good. So I need to improve on that.
I mean, I think your decision making is fine. You just need to do it faster.
Okay.
You know, and that's where again instincts go in, and just like it's better to all in on a decision very quickly than like half-ass like a potentially good decision. You know, because I mean, how many times, like, let's say you're in a team fight or something, and you're like, should I go in? Should I not? Should I go in? And then like the team fight always ends poorly. Versus like sometimes you play team fights and you just go all in, and like it works so well because you are so decisive.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, hopefully that was helpful for you, Gekko, and
Yeah, it was really helpful. Thank you.
I'll drag you back into the waiting room now. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
See you later. All right. So we have, I think, 2 more guests that are going to come on here. Oh, Poltron, thanks for jumping in here. Could start Wolves into Gromp. Safer escape if Lee finds Kayn on Gromp. Are you saying the early jungle path, do Wolves then Gromp? Or are you saying like after you full clear bot side, do Wolves Gromp and then leave your blue? Yeah, I think that's what you mean. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I actually really like to do that exact path. In terms of like do my red. Let's change scenes here. I'll do my red, Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. If Lee comes, just back off, and you're not committed to blue buff, right? All right, I'll take a look at chat here. You can carry on J4. I 100% agree with you, Captain Chunk. Just win games just through objective with Jarvan. His objective control is really good. All right, cool. So that was guess number 3. We're going to drag Juni into here in a second. Let me just get his game up. If you guys have any questions in the chat, now's the time to ask. This is North American. All right. Juni, can you hear me all good?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm just getting your game up now. This is the Master Yi game, right?
Yes.
All right. While you're waiting, do you want to tell us your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Juni, and I'm calling from NA, North America.
Great. All right. So, Master Yi, are you like a Master Yi 1 trick? Do you play like a bunch of other champions?
I play Master E when I'm like usually, like I don't want to try, but I want to win.
Gotcha.
Mentality.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So
But
Silver 3. Is this the highest rank you've been so far?
last season I got to Gold 4 by playing Xin Zhao and Yi.
Okay. Yi. I'm looking in your match history. I can't find a Yi game. When did you play it?
I think it might just be buried under Earth Games.
That should still be okay. All right, let me just Google your name, and I can find someone from your game that hasn't played like a bunch of games. So, do you remember how many days it was ago? Oh, yeah, here you
It
go.
was like, yeah, it was like yesterday, I think.
All right, this is fine. I'll get this in a sec. It's Avalon 1. Poltron says, room for one more guess after the 2 in the waiting room. Yep, Poltron definitely can jump on. Have about 30 or so minutes, but I'm happy to run a little bit overtime for you. Okay. Alright, so this was his 519. Alright, cool, I got it. Alright, should be up on your screen now. There is probably like about a 5-second delay-ish or so, so just let me know if I'm going too fast, but I'll try and be mindful of that as I'm going through this review with you.
Yeah.
Alright, so... reposition these guys, yes. You're into a Jax jungle, okay. When did you pick Yi? Do you remember? Was it early in the draft, or...?
I think I blind picked him.
Yeah, so I think Jax actually is a pretty hardcore counter to Master Yi, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty smart by him. I'm actually surprised people counter pick in silver.
I was surprised too. I was like, why? I didn't expect this guy to like Jax.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's too much of an optimal jungler, but it is very good into Master Yi's. Alright, so you're going ham for an invade here. This is pretty interesting. So what are you trying to do here? Are you looking to just get information on Jax?
I was going to place down a ward and then back, but then I saw Jax trying to invade or place down a ward on my bot side. So I just stayed.
Okay, yep, that's fine. I mean, in terms of invading, like an Urgot Jax with a Malphite Yi, I don't think that's ideal.
Yeah.
Potentially a little bit risky. But, yeah, I mean, obviously now you're going to have information on where Jax starts, so that does help you. Actually, I'm going to quickly go over your runes as well. Where is it? Right, so you're going Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Zombie Ward, Sudden Impact. I don't think these are optimal runes, actually. I actually did a review on Master Yi. I think it's much better to go Eyeball Collection and Ravenous Hunter. And also, I think this is a really good last stand game because you're into like a lot of 3 like melee champs. Like last stand just works really well on Yi, like being like that 10% health, like insane pentakill type champion. And I also would take Tenacity this game as well. I think it's really important. Then you can really build Ninja Tarbs. Like you have, because you don't want to build Merc Treads. Like it's not too efficient, right? But you have CC you need to deal with from Jax, from Lulu, from Jin, and does Tenacity. I don't think Tenacity affects the Urgot. I'm not sure actually, but I always view the Tenacity, like taking it in terms of the precision tree. It's like, what boots am I building this game? So am I going to have any Tenacity? And like, you definitely need Tenacity this game. And that means that if you would have to buy Merc Treads, which doesn't really make sense against like this very heavy AD comp. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you take attack speed, 80 armor. Yeah, so I think that Ravenous Hunter works so well with Yi because it works off his E, which it's like it helps all on hit effects, so it just makes you so OP. It's like I think it's like the go-to rune. Actually, when I posted the Master Yi review, I actually got roasted by some Yi mains. This is why it's so in my head, because I got roasted by it, because I'm like, Ravenous Hunter is just 100 times better on Yi than... I actually said to go Ultimate Hunter for his ult cooldown, which I think still makes sense, but Ravenous Hunter, I didn't realize how important it was on his E. Alright, so let's jump into it here. So you take his red buff, which is pretty good, and you obviously, do you lose your red buff here? No, you don't. Okay. So I would actually be looking right here, the way that the enemy bot lane moves, and the way they walk, it looks like he started blue. So this means that your red buff is still up, and it might be obvious from Jax's perspective of Malphite walking through here. It's like, well, you've taken red, right? So what I would be really looking to aim to do here is to double red the Jax, because that would really hurt his jungle clear.
I think I did that this game.
Okay, awesome. Yep, this is exactly what you want to do. Just denying that is really big. So it looks like, yeah, Jax has no idea. He obviously wasn't looking at Malphite at all. He's literally just taken Gromp and blue. So this is really good for you in terms of, I mean, you have a whole camp experience on him and red buff. Alright, so I would be really going ham on just farming. After this, like actually, I mean, Thresh right here gets a really good hook. But I think that after that, you should literally just go full power farm mode. and just be that like insane late game threat. And then you can maybe like, because right now I don't want Jax to see you bot and him going to go take your entire topside jungle. You know, you want to sort of deny that from him. So it's better to sort of just be out of vision, just farming, and then you can sort of just make a play. I think that's a lot better than going for this gank, but you looks like you will probably get a kill here. You burned flashes, which does work. And I think it's good because you're identifying that Thresh has CC. This is good lane for you to gank. And Miss Fortune's a very good champion to get in the early game ahead because Miss Fortune's a lane bully and she scales like pretty damn poorly.
Yeah, I was prioritizing bot lane
Okay.
because I saw that we have a harder CC comp bot side because we have a Thresh, and the enemy bot lane is more immobile compared to our bot lane.
Yeah. All right, cool. This is, all right, you're 2-0-1. This is absolutely your game to win. All right, so what you want to do here is you don't want to go bot side. And the reason being is that I mean, obviously you've just burnt both flashes bot. So you don't want to go bot side. You want to keep your bot side camps up and everything and go and clear, because you don't want to be top side at all. You have a Malphite into Urgot. Like, that's a useless lane to gank. Take Rift Scuttler, top Rift Scuttler, because think about where does Jax want to go after base? He wants to go top side of the base to clear his camps because he's cleared all his bot side, right? So I'll just go straight top side, take Rift Scuttler, take your blue Gromp Wolves, reset. You're going to have a lot of gold. Then you can go bot, get 2 control wards on your base. And then you can look to re-gank and re-impact your no flashless bot lane. So we'll see what you do here. So yeah, so I think this sort of stuffs you up because look at this. Now you're doing all these camps. Like you could have even double Rift Scutlered the Jax, because remember he's going topside out of base. And if we actually see where Jax is, look at this topside.
Can you pause?
Yeah,
little
I'll
behind.
pause. Yeah. So does that all make sense? What I just explained there?
Yeah. Okay, I think you can continue.
Because let's say, like, look at this. You lose top Rift Scholar. Let's say if you got that, you would be like probably basing right now, and you could be like going bot right now to get Dragon at 5 minutes. You know, it would have been perfect timing. And look at this priority as well. Imagine if you were here. Oh, this is so good. This is literally been perfect for you. Okay, I wouldn't be looking to make any plays anymore. You haven't based yet. I always say this, gold in your inventory is useless. So right now you're actually 0-0-0. That's what it actually shows. That's what I see right now because you're not basing, you know? So even though you've had a great early game, you've picked up a bunch of kills, it hasn't translated in terms of items, you know? So I think your priority right here is to base. You don't need to win this game by ganking this Jax here. It's like pointless. And now you're staying on the map again. And I guess you're going for a dragon now, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a bit risky. I mean, Zed is obviously level 5. He's not level 6. Yas has priority. Your bot lane doesn't exactly have full priority. But Jax is dead. Like, these are sort of risks that I wouldn't be taking. I think it's just way safer again to just do Wolves base. Then you can always... You're going to get dragged. You're so far ahead, you know? Like, imagine if Zed just came here and killed you. You're dead. You know? Gets the shutdown gold. Alright, so bot lane still doesn't have any summoners. And you're going Krugs out of base. I think this is inefficient. I think you should go Wolves, because remember, you want to be off the top side of the map. Do your Wolves, Raptors, then your red buff probably should be up. Actually, no, come in here, actually, you don't have control wards. Yeah, you can't ward, but just do red, Krugs. We'll see how bot lane's going, and then you can look for a potential gank. Alright, so you're going for an invade here. Yeah, this is okay, I guess. You're so fed, you have literally Blood Razor right now. There's no way Jax can 1v1 you. 0-3. And you take Rift Scholar and then red buff. Alright, so yes, this is where I'm going to stop the early game jungle path there. I think there's a little bit of things you can work on there. especially in terms of, I think the big takeaway is thinking about where the enemy jungler is going to go after you kill them, or they go back to base, right? And then countering everything you can on that side of the map, and then flip in and just go straight back bot side. But I think overall, I think you did really. I think the really good thing I like that you did here is you did red to red, denying any opportunity for Jax to take that that red buff. So you'll definitely have an experience and gold advantage. So do you have any questions around any of that?
No.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Juni, and I might see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, see ya. All right. That was number 4. I think we have Leo, and then we're going to have Poltron. I think that's going to be it for us for tonight. I like your shirt. Thanks, Bluster. This is a HyperX shirt from when we were with Dials, was sponsored by HyperX. I have like a lot of these shirts. Okay. Is blue a better start on Nunu for more Qs, or is red better to apply red buff and heal off it earlier? Is blue a better start on Nunu? It really depends. The way you need to view, like, that's like such a low priority. You need to think about where you're going to be like wanting to put your pressure in like the early game. So if it's top lane, then you need to start, well, depends what side they're at. Let's say blue side, you need to start red. If it is if you want to gank bot, then you start blue. Like, it doesn't really matter at all. Magula tip: always play a warm-up game or 2 outside of ranked. I don't agree with that. I just dive straight into ranked. Maybe you can play if you're sort of starting into ranked. I would say maybe play a normal game, but I view ranked games as just like, I'm going in, I have to be focused, I'm just playing. Like, there's no decision fatigue there. Like, my ranked games are my normal games. Like, that's my level. Like, you don't play like the way like you would warm up is like, I don't know, just getting focused. Like, I don't think you need to play a game beforehand. But if it works for you, it works for you. All right. Odyssey says I dive straight into it now. Great, Odyssey. And look at that. You have an 84% win rate. All play a ranked game on a Smurf account first, I guess. But I think that you use that as an excuse. It's like, oh, well, like, even if we lose this game, it's whatever. It's my Smurf account. Versus having that pressure, I need to focus. I need to play super hard. I think that pressure is actually a good thing. All right, so we're going to drag Leo into here in just a second. All right, Leo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I need you to tell me the champion and scoreline of the game, and can you send me your IGN as well?
Yeah, my IGN is SKT T1.
So it's the same as Discord?
Yeah,
And what server
it's
you
on Europe, EU West.
All right.
But I think you won't find my game in my match history because it was like 3.
Yeah, I'll be able to find it. I just need to find the game first.
It is Karthus and it is like flex because I'm not confident enough to play on. So
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can download flex games. All right, let's just go European. Where? So what'd you say? SKT T1 Leo.
yeah,
So you're an SKT fan?
yeah, huge fan.
Love it. Are you upset that they didn't make it to the finals last year?
Yeah, that was close, but they are champions for like 3 whole years. So
Yeah, I mean,
they are
Faker's,
something.
the greatest of all time
Yeah.
player. So yeah, definitely can understand
Exactly.
that. So is this the 12,
Yeah.
12, 17 game you're talking about, Karthus?
Yeah.
All right, let's
I
see.
just watched your videos of the review you did on Haru.
Yep.
So that was the thing that I wanted to play Karthus, but also I watched Skill Cap.
To learn how to play Karthus skill cap videos as well. Yeah, I think that Haru one is such a good example of how to play Karthus. Anyone who asked me to play Karthus, I say watch that video, and that's exactly how you play Karthus. Specifically, the way that he ganked through lane, right? He uses the cloves, and then like just aim out,
I
get
just
the
saw
W.
that like top link.
That's the way you want to play Karthus. Like, that's really effective. All right, so this is this Morris guy. 8, 15, 11.
So I have like mastery 4. Yeah, I'm mastery 4 on Karthus, so I wanna main him just because SKT new jungler plays a lot more farming type junglers than aggressive.
Yeah.
That's why I wanna copy the farming style jungler. Last season I was Diamond 4 and I played Ivan a lot and Zac.
Gotcha. So you're, I mean, I see looking at your match history right now, you're playing actually a lot of Zac, Xin Zhao, Nocturne. But you want to play Karthus now. You sort of just want to switch it. Like, it looks like you're having some success on.
Yeah, but Xin Zhao, I just played Xin Zhao today, just after watching the Tarzan video.
Yeah.
Like it was informative, so I just spam ganks, and I was duo with my partner. Yeah, he was Steven. So today was a good day, I guess. But I personally, I feel like I wanna play farming type junglers. Like I don't know, like should I play it or should I not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you should. I'm confused about the season.
Yeah, the season, I think farm junglers are just not good still, to be honest. I mean, obviously Karthus was very good last season. I think he's been hit pretty hard recently. And also, I think those champs like Jarvan, like Rek'Sai, Elise, Lee Sin, like these junglers still just outperform ganking junglers. So at the end of the day, the early game is like all you can control on as a jungler, and when it gets to like mid lane, obviously you scale really well as Karthus, but you're sort of letting the game get out of your control, your hands. You know, it's like
I think that is the problem. Like, but sometimes when I play, like today, I just play Xin Zhao for like I don't know 7 or 6 games. But in the late game, I was just so useless. I couldn't do anything for my team.
But that's the point. You can't get to late game with those champs. You need to do everything in your power to make sure that you're not getting into late game and making sure that the enemy team has no room to breathe, and you're not getting past.
Like imagine I have 3 Drakes, and still I lost them.
Yeah.
With Xin Zhao. So that's why I wanna switch to my farming type junglers, but I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I don't wanna play Ivan this season.
No,
and
it's
Zac.
not a good champ. Yeah.
So I wanna learn something new this year.
All right, so you go absolute focus, gathering storm. Why do you go these runes secondary? The rest of your runes are fine, but what about
because I just OPGG the SKT T1 jungler,
Okay.
like
And he
T1
goes
Kaz.
this? Yeah.
So he was playing this, so that's why.
All right.
I tried
Go
to
for it.
play the Haru runes
Yeah.
too, but I think they are not good enough because I just farm so much that I can get my items, but I do need damage.
Okay, yeah, I think this is, I mean, if Kaz is going it, I haven't looked at Karthus recently, but then, Kaz is one of the best junglers in the world. I'll be looking to his advice, probably over my Karthus advice. So yeah, absolute focus going. I mean, that's...
Lol, I don't wanna say it like that. Like your advice are better because I cannot talk to that person.
Yeah.
So, and probably he's like far much better than me, so he knows what he's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is like foolproof. This is max damage. I think this is really good. I think this is fine. So, yeah, I think this is good.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so you're doing blue into wolves. Just a full clear, obviously. Blue buff start. Oh yeah, tell me about what lanes you're looking to pressure or gank.
That is the issue. I just full clear my jungle, and then I'm gonna recall. I'm gonna buy my jungling item like the blue smite, and then I'm gonna come back, try to take the scuttle,
Yeah.
and then try to gank, because that is the thing that skill cap told me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So
what
that-
you definitely do want to like that path is fine, but you need to have some sort of direction in the game, even like past 4 or 5 minutes, because what will happen is if you suddenly get into the mindset where I just need to farm, you might actually miss some opportunities to gank lanes.
Yeah, I think that is my.
Because yes, you can AFK farm, and you're sort of relying a lot on luck. It's just like, well, I'm in the right place, right time, I can gank, but like instead of strategic, then that's a lot out of your control. You're just hoping that you'll get lucky where you are on the map based on where you're killing your camp, right? So it's a trap you can fall into. But yes, your general premise for Karthus is trying to get level 6 as fast as possible, and, farming up. So you go bot here. I mean, your early jungle path, that's fine. Bot has priority. I mean, in terms of what I'll be looking to gank, so Vlad is a little bit tricky, but this is actually in a pretty good position right now. Maybe it's worth actually skipping Rift Scuttler, but you don't know where Rengar is, so it might be a bit risky. Like, he's most likely top side since she doesn't take a Rift Scuttler. Bot is pushed in.
Yeah, I know Rengar is top side because he started at his red.
Yeah.
So he will pass to the top side. So that's why I want to take it. Like, I'm trying to copy what Skill Cap told about the farming jungle, that technique.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely sort of, I mean, whenever you look at like a YouTube video or something like that about, what the way you want to play, it's like, it's very one-dimensional. Yes, you want to play it that style, but this ranked solo queue is very vulnerable. Like, it's very, things happen all the time. Like, it's never going to be a perfect game, right? So I think in this situation, you actually should be ganking this Vlad instead of doing Raptors.
Okay.
Just to burn his flash or something like that. Like, Aurelia can snowball out of control, and if you get a good wall and force him to flash, or W, then Aurelia can like follow up on that and then get her stun or something like that.
Nice.
So like the ganks aren't too bad with Karthus, but it needs to be in a good position like this. Like Rengar's top actually. You should definitely go for this gank. I didn't even realize Rengar was top.
No, he killed Darius, but the problem is I don't know the potential of Karthus. Like, I haven't seen a lot of videos of Karthus, and I haven't played a lot of Karthus, so I don't know.
Okay, well you do actually go for this gank. Yeah. So, you wall there? Alright, I think you could have killed this guy here if you play this a bit better. Alright, so you walk up. Always get an auto attack first, because that gets the red buff slow, right? So auto attack him first, get the red buff slow.
Yeah, I did that. I was trying to get in range for my W.
Nah, don't worry about that. You need to get your slow off first. Trust me, an auto attack red buff slow is going to do way more than getting your W damage.
Right. That's my bad.
It's fine. So he hits that. Like, you actually back off. You should have kept going. Kept going forward. Rengar's still top. There's no threat. You have flash. You could have easily killed this guy. You played a little bit too scared here. And the worst thing about this is that now your Aurelia is like burnt both summoners and didn't get a kill,
Yeah. I think I just fucked this up.
Oh wait, actually I think someone in the chat said you didn't level up wall. Actually, you don't even have wall yet. You're going, this is very greedy, I think. This is too much AFK farm style. You need to, you definitely need to get your wall. Actually, that gank would have been 100%, because I was wondering where your wall was and you never walled.
Yeah, I think that I just like accidentally level up my E, so that was my bad.
Okay.
I do level up my W on level 4. Yeah, I
that's
do.
A big mistake.
That was my bad. Yeah.
All right, so we're back to farming now. It's good that you can jungle those Raptors from Rengar.
By the way, Darius is my pre-med in this game.
He's your teammate? Oh, he's where you join with? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not comfortable in playing Karthus in my solo duo, so I need some. Don't judge me, I do play a lot of Tariki on my Smurf account.
Okay.
To boost them to gold.
Yeah, I won't judge. Alright, so you get a control ward, this is good. You get your Phoenix Codex, getting some CDR, going bot side, there's nothing for you to do top side now, Dragon's an objective. You're going to be level 6 off this blue.
I think the issue is like my teammates they just die. So I also saw your video about that Shavana jungle.
Yes.
Where Haru just carry that like 20-0. But I couldn't do that. Like, no matter how much good I play, I just can't do it.
Yeah, well, he made 0 mistakes. So if you're making 0 mistakes,
for me that is
But I could guarantee that you're making at least a couple of mistakes. Like that's the downside of playing these jungles like Karthus and Shyvana. You can't make a single mistake because you're AFK farmer. You need to be incredibly strong, getting experience and gold all the time.
Maybe.
You know, so all right. So you come gank bot here. This is okay, I guess. But again, remember you can gank through lane. Like you can gank through like a cloves and stuff, right? So you don't always need to go for this ganks like that. I mean, this is fine. Actually, you should be walling. I think you're in wall range right there. You should wall the Nami there. You know?
Yeah. Like I should start my gank with the wall.
Yeah, always start gank with wall. Or a red buff auto attack, remember?
Yeah, I remember that Vlad. I remember.
Good. Alright, so there's not much you can do bot now. I think you can maybe be looking to get Dragon as well. Like, what you should do is, you need to place your control wall. Like, you want to control bot side river. So what you want to do is place a, where's my whiteboard? Place a control wall there. And then, like, look to maybe, like, pressure here. Like, you have bot priority. You know, maybe you can look for a drag. Like, actually, mid is pushed in. But you need to get some sort of control here. Always get vision first. And then go and get your jungle camps. Like, you need to protect your team.
I think the problem with me is that when my laners die, I just don't focus them. I think like they are bad and I can gank them now.
Well, that's
If they die,
an okay approach, I guess-ish. I mean, don't think they're bad. Just think that they're just having, you know, not an ideal game. But yes, like if a laner starts losing, then you should focus your priority somewhere else. But again, it really depends as well. It's like, well, maybe they still die, but can you still maybe get them back into the game because they scale because they're Rise or something like that, or maybe I don't have win conditions on the other side of the map. So it's all about just identifying your win conditions. Like if you've seen my reviews, I talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like my Darius was losing too, and my bot lane was losing too, and I don't want to gank this lag.
Well, I would
So that
argue
was
they're
my
not
problem.
losing here. Actually, you should be ulting here. I would actually argue, like, sure they've died, but look at this. Look at the pressure they're putting out right now. Like this is where you could have been here and helping these guys. You should have. I mean, you should have potentially ulted here. Like look at this.
Yeah.
These are 2 free kills. This. Do you use your?
Yeah, that
FPs?
is that. No, I don't. I was just about to tell you that I don't use.
That's a huge habit to get into. Otherwise, you're going to tunnel. Because right now, I can tell you the way you're playing Karthus, you're tunnel visioning. And this is actually why I don't want you to play Karthus. Because you need to learn proper jungle mechanics and fundamentals. Like, sure, you can be a Karthus 1. And there's many Karthus 1 tricks that got, like, Challenger, Master. But they're not good junglers. And then now they suck. Because Karthus isn't that good anymore. So, I think the conclusion here is let's not play Karthus. Let's stick to using Zhao. You know, like, Nocturne's fine. You're playing Zac is a very good tank jungler. Get back to Diamond 4, and then, you know, you can start looking to maybe expand your champ. But just go all in on those champs. Don't fall into the trap where you need to be like, I'm playing Xin Zhao and I can't carry late game, so I need to play farm junglers now. It's like, no, let's figure out the problems with Xin Zhao first, you know? So what I want you to do, I want you to play a Xin Zhao game, send the request to me, and I'll make a video on it, and I'll have my full notes, and we can see what's going wrong with your gameplay. How does that sound?
Okay, I just played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games today with Zinzao, and I won 5 of them.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do one of those, send one of those through, and I'm happy to do a review of one of them.
You want me to like keep playing Zinzao and not play farming jungle?
Yeah, I don't think you should play Karthus.
Okay, last question I want to ask.
Yep.
Should I try to play on jungle as well? Like, I really want to play on.
No, don't play on.
Yeah.
That's a cheese pick. That's not going to do you justice. This is, again, I can tell the way you're talking. You're stuck in the mindset of like, oh, champions I just want to keep trying new champions. Like, that's not going to help you climb, you know? Like, I said at the beginning of my stream, and why I'm so against champions is that when like back in season 4, rank 2 challenger on OS was me playing one of the worst jungle champions, Udyr, when like the meta was like Lee Sin, Elise, all that sort of stuff. So
I don't want to play Lee Sin, Elise. I don't want to play them.
Well, it's fun. There's plenty of other champions
I
that
don't
are
want
good.
to play them. Like, just tell me something like Zen. Like, I don't want to play Warwick, and I don't want to play Jarvan. Can I play Echo?
Echo, yes, I think Echo's okay, but let's
Like,
get your champion
your
pool down to
video.
3 champs, okay?
I have watched your video of FPX TN.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is Echo.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched that. I have watched your all videos. Like, he ganked bot lane all the time. So that's why he's kind of an early jungler too. So can I like go for Zinzao and Echo?
Yep, I think Zinza Echo is good. That's great having an AP champ when your team starts picking full AD. I think that's great to have in the champ pool there.
Okay, so I think now I just play for 1 week Zinzao and
Echo, yep. And then I want you to send me a request of review of one of the games that you think that exactly what you said earlier, before you came on, saying what is a game that I played that I felt like I couldn't do anything past like 25 minutes. Like I get 3 drags and we still lose. That's the game I want to watch and show you what you could have done. Sound good?
okay. Yeah, so can I get 2 reviews, like one for Zinzao and one
I can't
after a week?
I can't guarantee that. No, usually, I mean, I try and just do one because I do get a lot of reviews. But if you want to do one, we'll start with a Zinzao one, and then maybe 2-3 weeks later, I can do like an Echo one of yours.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
No worries, Leo. I'll drag you back into the waiting room, but thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. All right, Poltron says he's nearly done. I'm going to drag Poltron in. All right, Poltron. How are we going with your game?
Hello.
Are you still in game? Or?
No, it's all done.
Excellent. All right, cool. Well, you can be my last guest here. We are running a bit over time, but let's take a look at... This is a fresh game of yours, so this will be fresh in your mind. Yep. This is great. All right.
So it was an Elise game. Not a champ I play too much, but definitely a champ I want to, learn and pick up more.
So, what's wrong with the Shaco? Is Shaco gone now?
Shaco?
Yeah.
Still play a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Just want to play other stuff as well.
Yeah, I think that learning some other junglers is definitely a good idea. So what rank are you right now, by the way?
I haven't been playing too much. I've only got like plat accounts, plat 1 accounts, because I haven't like ranked them up yet, and unranked accounts. But I'll be getting back into it next week or so, and I'll try grind up to Masters again.
Yeah. I mean, your MMR should be good. What were you last season?
Ended Masters.
How much LP in Master?
14.
14 LP?
Yeah, I added 14 LP.
Yeah, that's pretty low Master, eh? But your MMR should still be fine.
It should be alright.
What's your IGN again? Poltron?
I put it in... I put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Alright. Oh, wow, yeah, you barely have played this account. The last time you played was the 14th. Alright, let's take a look. So, let me just get it up here. But do you want to talk about your game plan in terms of what you thought your win condition was, where you want to impact like your early jungle path?
Yeah, so the team wanted to invade through bot side. I followed them. Thresh tried to flash Q the enemy Zyra. We traded flashes. I walked up, got a ward on the blue and grump area. Reset, got a red sweeper. I was originally going to start my blue buff, go blue grump, red buff, and gank bot. Since Zyra had no flash, it would have been a relatively free kill.
Yes,
but then I saw... Thresh. Yeah, so we had a Thresh for the setup, and they have no escape on Zyra. But I ended up seeing the Lee Sin on blue buff, so I thought, alright, I know Lee Sin will probably try clears bot side, go red buff, and then look to gank top. So I ended up starting my red buff, and my idea was to try and wait in the top lane alcove or the bush for Lee to gank. And when he does gank, we turn and get a kill or two. And then hopefully jungle and top would have a fairly decent lead.
Okay. Yep. I mean, that sounds like a good game plan. All right. So yeah, so we see here, can you see on the stream all good, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah, there's about a 5-second delay. So we get the flash early from Zyra. All right. So what do you think about you starting blue instead of red?
I think starting blue is fine because I can then end up bot side level 3.
Yeah.
Depending on how, my bot lane does and how the wave is.
But remember, looking into a Kate Zyra, these guys most likely will be pushing. The double range.
Yeah.
Kate
they want to get level 2 fast.
The range, you know what I mean? So I think blue is absolutely the ideal start here.
Yeah. I had that in mind originally. I was pinging my Nasus to leash, but changed my mind at the last second.
It's fine. You don't need to necessarily. You're Elise. Like, your jungle clear is fine. You can literally clear
Ah,
out
yeah.
bots, you know? It's obviously a bit slower and it's not ideal, but I think that's so important to burn this flash. And we'll see. I'm just going to assume that this is going to be pushing bot lane. But, you know, Thresh and Lucian is a terrifying lane to get ahead. Shutting down Kate early is, I mean, she's useless, right? Lucian is super good in terms of early mid game.
I think it's a bad matchup for my bot lane if they're just 2v2.
That's right.
Because,
it's terrible.
yeah, if I get them ahead, it's fine.
I mean, sure, you're top side now here, but, you know, that's a smell fight. Like, who cares, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Look at this. Look at this. Like, they're pushing. Hard pushing. So, yeah, I think blue start is already a mistake here.
So I'll be level 3 in a little bit.
Well, let's say if you did 3 camp top side into red, then you'd probably be finishing your bulls right now, walk into red. Like, this is still pushing, you know? They're literally auto-attacking the wave. But I guess maybe Nessus can be a potential win condition if you gank this. But I just think, again, bot is way more priority of win condition here. All right, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, could you have given the kill? I actually would have looked to give the kill to Nessus here as well, to be honest.
I think it was my red buff or Spartlings that took it eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
I wasn't aiming to like take the kill. I was just kind of hitting it a bit.
All right, so you know that Lee Sin's on his red, and you're looking to regank this. I think this is a pretty big waste of time. You've done enough, you know. Like,
So you think I should just
you need
walk
to go.
down to
You
the
need to go bot side. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
so important.
reset back?
Reset back. I don't care about Rift Scuttler. I don't care about Wolves. Get on here. Get some
Right.
buy some control wards. I think you can get in here. I just want you to ward deep. Like, you have so many options to do here. I just want you to control bot side. Get an early dragon. Dragons are super OP, right?
Or when you sack them up, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're easy to take.
So look at this. I mean, you know, you just don't have the damage. Like, remember, you're the only damage. Like, Nasus is so useless. Like, in terms of damage, you're not an Elise with items yet. How are you going to one-shot Malphite? Impossible.
Yep, that's true. I think I just didn't play to the win condition. I was trying to play around the enemy jungle this game instead of playing to my lanes.
No, I think that playing the enemy jungler, that's only a thing where, like, that's like a later stage. Like you can't base your game plan early game around playing around the enemy jungler. It needs to be laners first. Then that is another option. Like, let's say if you start getting ahead, you can start really putting the pressure and invading them. But I don't think that. So I mean, even these ganks mid, like, it's like whatever.
Too forced to? Or I should just gone bot instead?
I just need you to go bot and get this Rift Scuttler, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's all right, but Kiana's a very slippery champion. It's very hard to hit E on her with Elise. I mean, she commits here. I mean, this makes sense. It's fine.
I was originally pathing down to the bot crab because
but
I
then this came
thought
up.
Lee was on the top one here.
I mean, you trade 1 for 1 here, I guess.
It would have been ideal if I started blue. I would have had a free kill bot on Zara, and then bot crab would have been mine as well.
All right, this is really
Probably.
greedy, man. Like, you're literally going, like, he's gone, you know?
Yeah,
You take
yeah.
2 towers, and now you have to base now. You're stuffed.
That's just gets better limits testing. Didn't know my damage exactly.
Yeah, limit testing. That's a great excuse.
Shouldn't have gone for that though. I was definitely greedy.
And look at this. Now you just this is not your win condition at all. Look at bot. They've hard shoved for the last 3 minutes, you know?
So my bot's in a bad state now. My only
Yeah.
kind of like even lane is top really, and jungle's like even for me as well.
Yeah. So here you go. This is why I do this show. Your first jungle cleared, because people make
Yep.
huge mistakes in their first jungle clear, as we can see.
Yeah, I realized I made a big mistake after I was level 3 top and I looked bot. I'm like, I should have just started blue and ran bot. That would have been so much better.
All right. Well, I think we'll stop it here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the story of this game. I mean,
for release especially.
you know, so yeah, at least you need to have a really good early game. I love Elise. You like an Elise, by the way?
I haven't played too much Elise. I've played a fair bit of Elise and Rek'Sai Kindred. I think those 3 champs are pretty good right now.
Kindred, interesting one. Yeah. Why? What would you pick Kindred into?
Karthus, Talia, Nidalee.
Is there still those champs running around solo queue?
Not Talia, but I see Karthus and Nidalee a fair bit here and there.
Interesting. Yeah, Nidalee pops up, but I haven't really seen too much Karthus. But yeah, I mean, yes, Kindred, yes, obviously is good into those champs, but yeah, I think that, you know, champs like Elise, Rek'Sai, Lee Sin, Jarvan are just much better now.
Yeah, all the gank potential.
Yeah.
I played against Shenfly on J4 a couple times.
Yeah, when he was still in Oath.
Yeah, it was. I mean, his pathing's insane.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, Shern's definitely a good jungler. I think he was really rusty in Oath as well, so you probably saw him at like 50% of his form. All right,
I think I
Poltron.
kept up with him for like the first 10 minutes, but then, yeah, I fell behind.
Yeah, Shern can
That's
definitely
the lead.
snowball lead. All right, Poltron, well, thanks for
All right.
jumping on. We're running a bit over
Thanks
time
for
here.
the, yeah, no worries. Thanks for the review.
No worries.
I'll try to catch you next time you're streaming on YouTube.
All right, cool. See you later, man.
All right, see you later. Thank you.
All right, so that's it for this episode. We did run a little bit longer. I usually try to do these 90 minutes. I will stick around for a little bit longer for any questions you guys have. Hey, I forgot to ask something on terms of J4. From first back, should I work on Warhammer or Red Blue Smite? I always get Red Blue Smite first, unless it's very situational, because you don't have mana anymore because Blue's buff's gone. So you really, unless you want to gank straight away and you can buy Warhammer, then do it. But other than that, always get Red Blue Smite. And on blue, I take Warhammer first. You're saying building Warhammer before you build Red Blue Smart, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. The VOD will be up in about probably like 30 minutes or so. You can come back here and watch all the reviews. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys in my next stream. So my next stream will be Thursday, my time, which is around 3 days from now. And again, I'm going to run in these 2 times a week. Jump on here anytime. Again, just a casual conversation. We're all here to improve and learn as junglers. No judgment. It's definitely a lot of fun for me as well. I love talking to you guys on Discord. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next stream or